Hey guys, it's me. You probably clicked on this video because you saw the big fat letters saying, how do I study, or how do I become that academic weapon this term? Well, that's why this video is for you, as I have set out 9 tips to help you study this term.
Bruh.
So guys, I'm trying to make this video helpful. So I have my phone, literally with everything that I'm gonna say to you guys, and yeah, just like a run through. It's 9 facts, so it's not gonna take too long of your time. It's just things that I think would be more helpful for you to do and to like help you in your studies, as you know, some of us need help, you know. So. Okay, so sorry, that was my mom. And also I'm trying to like figure this out because I'm trying to be more better at like talking to you guys and everything, and doing with a lot of voice and everything. So yeah, I think I should just start, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's go. So the first step is basically finding out what learning style you actually are. So there are 4 sections of learning styles that you can pick from. Well, not pick from, but figure out what you are. So there's auditory, kinesthetic, I hope I'm saying that right, kinesthetic, yeah, reading/writing, and visual learner. So basically this learner learns best by listening to work, like mostly in class. They mostly take in information from class, and they're most likely to read out the work and like understand from just hearing what they're learning, which is the best way that they remember the information. Number 2 is kinesthetic. So basically these learners, they basically have to do an activity to remember the work. I will say this is probably one of the hardest ways to retain information, because they have to do like all the activities to do the work. So say for instance, if they were learning about the solar system, they would maybe have to like, you know, act as one of the planets or something, just to like remember the information better. So yeah. Reading and writing. So this one is also a little bit like, I feel like on the top of like a little difficult. It's not difficult to do, it's just a lot of work. So basically these people, they have to read and they have to write down all the information that they're doing in books and things. So basically maybe anything that they learn in class, they have to rewrite like in like handwriting, or nice handwriting or something, and that takes a really long time. So like yeah, that's another one. So reading and writing. Number 4, which is me, is a visual learner. So these learners retain information from diagrams or pictures, or you know, nice colors, things that they will just remember, that will stand out to them, and it's basically easier to learn. So I'm a visual learner, and I learn from pictures, diagrams, things that just like I remember, like literally the paper I can draw out and be like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Yes, this is with the picture. Oh yeah, that one, that's the right thing. And then I remember information better. If I don't have a picture, I just don't remember the information at all. Like seriously, at all. Also, the books are most of the time aesthetically pleasing to the eye, because again, that's what they're gonna remember. Like tracking me, because if it's not tracking me, I'm gonna get so mad. Second thing I'll say is past papers. Guys, you need to get your past papers. I think past papers are literally so important, because then that's when you can actually see if you like actually know your work, or if you don't know your work. And on top of that, I think it's really helpful, because then as learning and studying is important, yes, but you also need to know the type of questions that's going to be answered in the paper, because if you know the information but don't know what questions are being asked for certain information, you're not going to get the marks that you need. So I highly recommend getting past papers. You can get past papers from many online services, or maybe ask for your tests back from, I don't know, years before, or other learners. I am very lucky that our school does do this thing where they do give you some past papers, where you can go maybe to the library, get some past papers from previous examinations, so you can then like see what the exam was about, maybe what questions they might be asking you, and so on. But there are some good online websites that I think I'll maybe put up somewhere in this video. So yeah, okay, as we're talking about past papers and actually knowing if you know your information, the next method I will definitely say is number 3 is robot method. So basically the robot method is when you take 3 different colors. I would go for red, maybe a yellow, orange, I don't know, or a green color. So those 3 colors, red, yellow, green. So that's why it's called the robot method, because it's a robot, okay? It's robots. I don't know what you guys call it in other countries. Robots. We call it robots, okay? So basically how this works is that you take your workbook or your work or your information that you do, and you basically just highlight it as orange, red or green. So basically what the 3 colors mean: red means if you really don't understand the work, like you really just have no clue what's going on, you don't understand anything, like you just kind of like when they come up with the top tier, like what's that? Like you don't know what it is. That's why you put it in the red section. Then you got orange, which is basically you know like what's going on, but you don't really know enough. So basically all you need is just time. So if you just take maybe 2 hours out of your day to study that topic over, then you will get it to a green, which you will understand the work. And obviously green, which is number 1, which is, or number 3, I don't know, which is basically understanding, and basically you know it. Like if it comes up in the test today, if you get a test on it today, you know exactly what the answer is, you know exactly what it is. Basically this method is trying to get all the colors to a green, so that by the time before the test you know what to do. This is very helpful because it's basically telling you what you don't know. Please guys, the robot method is roboting for a reason, okay? Please don't go study green stuff or yellow stuff that you maybe understand. First start with the big fat frog on your plate, which is red, okay? So red, you must really go study that. You must understand it until you can get it to an orange, and after you get it to an orange, you get it to a green. So basically the green information is the stuff you should be studying maybe before the test, like the day before the test, maybe 2 days before the test, just to like, oh yeah, just to look through it and understand what you're doing. Red is the stuff that you need to be checking on the day, every day. You need to be looking at that stuff so that it doesn't slip back to a red and it stays as a green. So that is the whole reason why we put it in red, orange, green, so that you don't forget things. So things you don't understand, things you know, you have to look at that more than the stuff that you do understand, if that makes sense. Also, I would just add like a little dot in my book. I wouldn't like highlight. You can highlight the whole thing, but I would just add a dot just because, guys, it still makes my book look aesthetically pleasing, and I don't like big orange, green, yellow in my book. Like it really confuses me. This is also really helpful for the past papers I was talking about. So all the stuff that you got wrong and you really just didn't know the answer is red, and stuff that you got wrong but you knew you had it at the top of your head would be an orange, and then the stuff that you got right is obviously green. And then you can obviously look at the questions that you didn't understand or that you were trying to get right, and just keep on looking at those ones and maybe do that, read the work, do everything, do the past paper again, and then until you get it like right. So yeah. The 4th method is studying out loud. So some learners like to study out loud, some learners just like reading from their head. I personally think that everybody should study out loud. I think it's really helpful as you get 2 types of methods. You get reading, which is like seeing the work, understanding, and also reading it out loud, which is auditory, so that you can get 2 things done at the same time, because I think everybody should be using all of the methods, all of the learning types to try and study, and it just makes everything so much easier, and you get the working information in better than trying to just read it from your head, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Number 5 is don't listen to music while you're studying. Guys, I personally feel like listening to music while studying complicates things at a big level. Like, guys, if you're listening to music while you're studying information, and then you're like mixing up the information now because you're listening to music, and especially music with lyrics, guys, please don't listen to music with lyrics. It's like it's really not helpful. Like personally, I just don't think that works. Example, like you busy doing maths or you busy doing, I don't know, World War II or whatever, and you like, oh yeah, 1 plus 1 equals, do you want me, wanna love me like that? Wait, hold up, 1 plus 1, wait, what's the question? Hold up, one, wanna love me, wait, hold on. Wait, what am I learning? Wait, I don't even know what's going on. You sit there doing the same question, same sum, same line for the next hour because you're busy listening to music in the background and not just reading the work because you keep on getting distracted by your favorite song going on and you just keep jamming instead of like just doing the work and finishing, guys. Like, please guys, don't do that. Okay, number 6 is a very basic one. It's basically studying with no distractions. So if you're sitting around and your phone is on your desk and this other thing's on your desk and things that just will distract you and that you'll start playing around with instead of actually just doing your work, it can obviously ruin your study time. So I would say maybe just clean up your study space and just like fix it up and get all the distractions out of your way so that you can study efficiently and effectively. Okay girls, next method is number 7, which is 30 by 20. Hold up, 30 by 10. So basically this method is basically studying for 30 minutes and then having a 10-minute break in between your time. I feel like taking breaks is very important because it's not efficient and not effective if you're studying for 2 hours straight and then only remembering information from those first 30 minutes and the rest of the time you're just wasting it. So I'd rather say take breaks in between so that every time when you're studying you take straight 30 minutes with serious concentration and then 10 minutes of break so that it can be balanced. Hey guys, I was just putting my battery on charge because like it was getting flat. It was getting flat. So I just put it on charge, but I have a second one. If you saw in my previous video, I think. If it's not there, it's not there, okay? But if you saw it, I do have 2 batteries, so yeah. So another thing I was saying is like for number 7, which is the 30 by 10 method, I would say figure out what time you can study for. So if you can study for 30 minutes straight without getting distracted, that is your attention span time. If you can only do it for 20 minutes, that can be an attention span time. Oh my word. But I wouldn't say go less than 30 minutes just because then I feel like you're just starting to take in the information and then you have to take a break. So that's why I say 30 minutes is probably the best one. So that by 40 minutes, I feel like you start to get distracted and you're not really studying, and then by 20 minutes you're like trying to get in and then it's break time, see? So that's why I say 30 minutes because 30 minutes straight is good and then you can have your 10-minute break. What I like to use to not get distracted, it's called a Pomodoro. Yeah, so I use a Pomodoro. It's basically a clock that just goes for 30 minutes and then rings when you need to go to break time and rings back. There are ones with music and there are ones without music, but I personally like using one that does not have any music whatsoever because I feel like that can be very distracting, like background music and things. No, like it's so silent, and the only time you hear it is when the bell rings that you have to take a break or come back from your break or whatever. So I think it's really helpful because it's on your phone, so it's also taking away the distraction from taking your phone because there's a timer on your phone so you don't touch your phone. Do you see? Clever, hey? So the one I use, because I like the simple one, there were a lot of other options, there were pretty aesthetic ones, but every time the clock went, it went for every single second, so I was like, yo, I'm not gonna use that one. But I used the very simple one. It's from Countdown Time. So yeah, that's the channel name, is called Countdown Time. There are many different times. I do the 2-hour one, so it's 3 times of 30 minutes and then the two time breaks. So yeah, that's the one I like to use often. There are other ones that go for 5 hours, maybe for 1 hour. Can I just say I apologize for the sounds in the background? Like, I do live in a house and there is gonna be sounds, so I do apologize for that in advance. So yeah.
A few moments later.
Okay, number 8. So I think this is a very common one that a lot of people use, and it's flashcards. Yes. So flashcards I think can be really helpful, but then also can't be helpful. But if you use them in the correct way, I think it will be helpful for you. So this one I like to use just to quiz myself, just to see what I know, what I don't know. So in flashcards I like to use it for definitions and keywords. So terms that you should know, I like to use flashcards because it's a very simple, like, question here, definition, question, definition. Very simple. Don't try to make the definitions way too long or too hard to remember, because then the flashcards just become a little bit harder to use. You can also use flashcards on your phone as well. There are apps like Quizlet, Study Smart. I mean, there's even AIs these days that you can use. So you can honestly use anything to, you know, do your stuff. That's basically what I'm saying to you all. So you can use whatever you want. You can use whatever these days. Yeah. But yeah, you can honestly get, if you want to do paper buy like me, I like to use paper. You can get those little cards at maybe like P&A or like a stationery shop or anything, that you can just get those papers and then you can write on them. I personally just make mine from like color paper and line paper, and I just write on the line paper, stick it on and make them look cute. So that's what I like using. I think I'll show you now what I mean by like flashcards, like simple flashcards. So when I mean flashcards, I think these were my NS flashcards from last term. So basically they're literally, oh my gosh, wait, let me just get the focus, please focus. Okay, yeah, but they're basically like a definition. So then it's like whatever the definition is, and then at the back the word. I'm so sorry it's not focusing. I'm literally like trying my best to get this thing. Oh yeah, there we go. So then there's the answer, and this is the definition, and then the answer at the back. So yeah.
3 hours later.
Okay, there we go. So basically yeah, that's how I do it. And I just get a pack and I just make them from paper and I just stick them on, and they're really easy to do because then you can just look, you can figure out the words. And then also what's nice about these ones, because they're so short and easy to use, you can flip them around and put the definition and then have the term at the back, or you could do the term to find the definition. I like using the term and then finding the definition, which is the easy option. But then if you want to do the definition, you can look at the definition, try to get the term, and then yeah. So that's basically how I use mine. So they're not too long, not too hard to remember things. So yeah. Now we're at the big bomb, number 9. So number 9, it's very efficient. It's the most efficient one you can ever have. Just study. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. Just go study. Like, don't try to procrastinate, try to do things, because I know there's a lot of you out there probably watching videos all day long, scrolling, how do I study, how do I do this, how do I do that, and you just need to start studying. Like, that's all you need to do. You're wasting a lot of time just sitting around watching videos on how to study, then just actually taking an hour out of your day, 2 hours, to just go and study. Like, come on. I can see you on your bed or your couch in your nice PJ outfits, lounging outfits, and you're just sitting here and you're like, I'm just doing this to waste my time and not study. Well, I'm telling you right now, I can see you. Go study after this video. After you finish watching this video, go study, okay? Because that's what I'm going to be doing after this. I'm going to go study. I'm going to go study. I'm going to go study. I'm literally so tired, I don't want to study, but you just have to be thinking, your mindset has to be there. The marks, yes, I'm going to get that 80. Yes, I'm going to get that 70. Yes, my marks are going to be, yes. The marks are going to be it. You know it. We're gonna work together here. We're gonna get the marks that we've been wanting this whole time. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Guys, also just saying, like, if you just study now, it honestly will be so much better, because I know there's a lot of you that in the exam room, you've become very stressed. I'm including myself. I get a little stressed, write some funny stuff, and it can be even more stressful if you go into the exam room knowing you don't know anything. Like, you don't know anything because you didn't study. You maybe studied the day before and you're trying to remember all that information, especially for an exam, guys. Don't play around with exams, okay? So I feel like it would just make you feel so much peaceful, so much more happier if you knew that you knew your work and that you just need to trust in God that He's going to give you the marks that you need, you know? So I just highly recommend that you just study. Just go study because it will make you feel so much better afterwards. Okay guys, this is basically the end of this video. I am hopefully thinking, I hope that this video was very helpful and that you got the ideas and the ways that you wanted so that you can go and actually study now. So may God bless you and have a great day, great night, great time. We're getting into those books and you're studying. Yeah, so enjoy. I'll see y'all. Bye. Bye. Oh, before I end, also comment down below what your favorite subject is, and if you want to be extra, you know, you want to add a little bit of spicy on it, tell us why. What's your favorite subject and why? I'll tell you mine. Mine's maths. Why? Because it's numbers and I don't have to be reading a lot of words, because I think I'm better with numbers than words. So yeah, 1 + 1 = 2. I'm so good at math, guys. Anyways, so I'll see you. Bye. Bye. Go study. Go study. Yeah, you go study. Bye. Bye guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, if I see you. So bye.